Hi.
I get that we're recording.
Yes, we are.
Okay, this is going to be a little different than what we're used to for you and for me. When I say Jay, as I speak, I mean Jay Aramaeleous Essex.
Yes.
It still sounds Jay. I know we're sending this out to a lot of people. I expect it's going to be on it. Yeah, it should be put on the internet. This is very difficult for me. If you can imagine a tree that's fallen down, and then an axe sitting on it sideways, just resting on it and touching it.
Yeah.
That's the Jay. That's the part of Arae with Jay's conscious personality added to it, and it's still there, and it's touching, but it's not connected.
Yes.
Okay, and as you know, and as I say things, as usual, when we have always talked, I realize we're talking to everyone, so sometimes I might over-explain or explain something that you already know, but
okay.
You just let that go by because you understand. In June of 2013, Jay reached Arae kept wouldn't refuse to be the field. So Jay had to create it. So he went inside his spirit, inside his body, and grabbed it and pushed it out to his upper crown and created the field. And ever since then, it's still me. I'm still him. He's still me. We're attached, but our purpose is separated.
Yes.
So this body is it's all but dead. I mean, if it didn't have energy in it, it wouldn't be functioning. And Lily is literally looking in the flowing timeline, waiting for the right moment to just drop it. It's like a very slow-moving stream, and there's things happening, and she's getting ready to let it go now. Until then, I have to make it function. I don't know why I'm looking over there. It's difficult for me having full control of this body in the dead state that it's in.
Yes.
The body's like stiff, hard, dead, like a piece of, he always likes saying, wet modeling clay. It's the picture. There's a whole lot of stuff to cover today, okay?
Okay.
Anytime you have to take care of meds and stuff, that comes first.
Okay.
We'll just stop it and then pick up. All the notes I sent you, and I didn't send you all of them, is the topic points,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's always been hard for Jay to talk, but now it's even worse or dumber for me to do it. That's why I had to write them down. A lot of people would think that Jay was always crazy and had finished losing his mind the way I'm talking and this conversation's going, and the way I'm explaining, the part of me talking. But that's the way this creation was made.
Mm.
On lies. The whole thing's a lie.
Yeah.
There's no matrix, but there is the creation that's hidden from everyone except for you and the others that we've all been working together. I've always been up there as the field trying to move thoughts everywhere. The original first being male, which held the Akashic records that had lies in it.
Oh, the Akashic records used to have lies in it.
Until I replaced the field when there was none. From
Yes.
when Jay killed the original first being male and female. There was for that short time there was no field, and he made me, and I've been functioning in that area process type format. Format maybe better. I don't know. Now it's just what is.
Yes, good.
People can just watch it as it is, but they had to control people can't see the other side, yada, 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 God is very loving, that's why, we put you through all this torture, all that nonsense anyway. It's like a pile of tar, know what it is, but then let it go. So anyway, if I could detach from this body, I could speak everything I need to tell you in perfect clarity and everything else, but being attached to this dead brain, literally, it's like a toy that has, or radio, a functioning electric, not organism, thing, unit. If you put in a real good battery and then you put in a dead battery, an almost dead battery, you lose function right away.
Yeah.
So this is really difficult. Feeling anger, I'm not used to feeling emotion. Anyway, excuse me 1 second. This body is polluted with toxins. So I'm cranking up the electrolytes right now, and then his energy, my energy, I can pull it into the body. And then I just flush it with water, and after the water, grapefruit juice, and it finishes. It's like a body cleanse.
Good.
Is it renal failure, the kidneys?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're almost dead, like the liver. Anyway. Oh, wow. What was the last thing I was saying about the field?
Yeah, about having the battery in the body's not working, so it's difficult to talk through the body.
And the male replacing it, there was something else anyway, whatever. As the information flows, what I was trying to say will come back.
Okay.
Or if not, I'll say, something later or something.
So the field was wrong, but you fixed it in 2013.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it was lying. It's not that everything was a total lie, but there was a lie attached to everything. And sometimes it was just pure lie.
Right.
84% of the time it was factual information with sprinkled with lies. And the rest of the time, 16% of the time, it was just blatant lies. Because it's a recording of events, so most of what happened, it was told. Oh yeah, what I was going to say is that as I talk, and especially being like this, which is a little different, I hope it's not too annoying.
No.
It's frustrating for me. It's still me. It's all me.
Yeah.
But it's all Ara. But It's different when you broke it off. It's like me trying to live Donald's life and everything. We're attached, but he's become his own person, his own function,
Sure.
his own focal point, separate, connected yet separate. Anyway, in this creation, especially on the internet, everything people tell you is like a lie or some kind of whatever, and they don't care. They want to get money from advertising on YouTube. All it is lies. It's disgusting. I mean, not all it is, but there's so much of it. It's like a piece of food that's just it's contaminated with whatever bugs or whatever bacteria. The main beef of it would be okay, but then there's all this crap in there, and it just ruins the whole thing. Food gone sour. Anyway, they expect to hear lies. They expect that they're being conned. I mean, they don't know. All the people that were thinking, not saying, but so many people would just, my YouTube channel would flash by them, and then they would say, wow, this guy's fucking nuts, excuse the language, and they just change off it real quick. That's because, they've been trained to be like that. I mean, that's the creation they've been living in. People talk to you, and the first thing you start doing is this a lie? Unless it's a friend, somebody starts talking to you, like, you have to diagnose the truth, any truth that's in it. So let them think what they want. That's fine, when others hear my words.
Okay.
I want the best for everyone, but at the same time, the truth is what it is. And if they don't like it, they might come along to it later. But it's like when you go out on a sunny day and it makes you happy, it's wonderful. You feel the happiness and everything. But it's not, the day itself isn't happy because you wanted it to be. It just is.
Yes, yeah.
So you can add to it, but,
yeah.
It is happy. That's the reality of it.
I remember someone said at one point about something else completely, I hope that's not true. I was thinking that's a category error. Something is either true or it isn't true. Whether you hope for it or not is irrelevant. It's a confusion.
Yeah, it's sad. And all this, it's like all of a sudden it's going to be a big umbrella that just keeps going up to the sky, and none of that acid rain will hit you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets silly.
Maybe not a good analogy, but you know what I'm saying.
No.
Trying to say. And telepathy. Telepathy is not all, but it's very strong image. And why? Because telepathy is more difficult than regular talk, especially when you're starting, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. As it begins, people are going to see a lot of images. When you go to see, you're looking at an image. That, it's the creation of the image that is the creation of the telepathic process, but you can also hear words and stuff. It's all connected, but the hardest part of it is getting started and then learning how to understand the image. And different people, when they're talking to you telepathically, will use slightly different images. Reptilians are one way, intermedians are another. And, okay, that leads us into Lemuria.
Yes.
Seeing things is hard through the body, it's a hard process. It's made to be that way on purpose, so we can't see what's really going on. Excuse me. Without everyone being persecuted, so to speak, abused so that they get bigger and, by giving steroids to animals. It's also disgusting. Anyway, so while we have these moments, I need to give you some information for everyone. It's a somewhat unique situation that I can tell you things that are separate from I have to go speak to you through this brain, which makes it difficult, but I can give a little more clarity on things that Jay's talked about. Mu and Lemuria, people have called it both things. Well, let me explain what's going on there. Lemuria was like 11 different islands, and even more very small ones. The main biggest island was called Mu. And when it was, as things progressed, the islands started filling up with different races from other planets. And they all have their own name, and they started, telepathically working together. Eventually, they became a group. And the group, Mu was the biggest, but the word they gave for the whole group of planets, of islands, is they're like separate communities, and that made me flow off in the planets, but that and the fact that it's people from other planets. So they called that whole group Lemuria. It's the community of islands called Lemuria, and Mu is the center of it, of the word, because that was the biggest, by far, the biggest island continent that was there. And also, while we're talking about that, pets, an animal very much, the original animal called the lemur. They were from Atlantis. They were from Lemuria.
Okay, so that's the connection.
Yeah, and some of them came here to as Lemuria, the Lemuria community of islands, as they started sinking from Gaia's crust changing. People started evacuating, and more of them went to the left. Like
Asia,
Madagascar, India, that basic area. I can't get a focus on the globe right now. Part of the field that's still everywhere and still functioning, but the piece broken off to deal with this body, it can't function too well. Sorry, it's not broken off, but moving. It's like cooking and a pancake, and all of a sudden something goes off to the side, and it's a weird-looking pancake. Well, that's what I am right now, a weird-looking pancake.
Distended, extended, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Distended, I think
that's
the right one. I mean, the best of the two. This is both normal and weird at the same time. I apologize.
No, I'm following you. It's fine. It's fine.
This body is about to drop, and while I have this moment, I want to help myself, help the other part of myself. And like I've said so many times, like we've said so many times, whatever, carbon dating is not too accurate. But it is a beginning for some type of placement of chronological order.
Yes.
It's always frustrated, Jay, that I can give exact years on things when I see it, and that was using me to feel for that information, but yet it wasn't close to matching up with what carbon dating says because of its inaccuracy, and that makes it harder to believe. And we've always wanted people to understand the truth, and we've always done the best we can. And then never forgetting that there's no such thing as perfect. Okay, but there's a bunch of people having for pets.
Lemurs.
They were a little different.
Lemurs.
Yeah. They were different, though. They were more advanced, the oldest ones.
Okay.
It's just like the people from Lemuria when they, as the islands were sinking, they were incredibly telepathic and everything else. And the same thing with the folks from Atlantis when they came both to Honduras and, the Mayans and everything. And then also when they went to Egypt.
Mm.
They went to different places in South Africa, but in South Africa, the Sepoian were doing all these crazy things with the apes, mixing them up with the Adamics, and creating all this mess. So they kind of hopped over Africa and went right to the main part of the west, the main and west side of Africa for the most part, and went to Egypt as Osiris. It was my ship. I was moving it. It's huge. It's huge. It's like it's about 3/4 the size of the manufacturing ship,
Wow.
and it's still underneath the rubble in Atlantis, closer to Africa than it is to North America. Anyway, okay, let me minimize this. I got to get to my left. She needs to talk in a little bit. We'll cut this to make it easier for for you. Why am I seeing? Oh, why I'm stupid. I'm seeing you okay right now, but you're going to need to attend to your diabetes.
Well, I always have to at some point, but I'm fine now, so.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Thing that popped in my head, I found it a little humorous. There's not a lot of emotion when you're in the field. It's you're accessing stuff that's coming and going. You have feelings, but there's no emotion. You're not attached to a body. And I kind of, because of being attached to the body, I kind of giggled how Edgar Casey, and I love the Spirit in him. He's awesome. How they called him the sleeping prophet, because how he got there,
Yeah.
And I said, so that makes me what? The living and dead prophet, or eternal prophet, I guess, because I'll always have information for everybody. It's kind of weird, though, but it's just that, the information I'm giving right now. Oh yeah, and it's projected there's going to be some physical healing going on.
Good.
They'll come from Lilly and Arae and go into the people doing it, and they'll add their energy to it, so they're part of it. And there'll be stuff going on that with you. I'm not going to say too much, just let it be the wonderful surprise it's going to be, but there's some powerful stuff coming. People thought they had miracles. They have no idea what's going to happen. Original first being was never strong enough to kill energy.
Yeah.
The little teeny piece of Jay in his body was just destroyed the original ones, and the other ones that were bigger, because the original ones kept giving energy away to create stuff, and the others got bigger. That's is that the main part of it? Oh yeah, this thing with Lemuria, Lemurians, and lemurs. There's some strong attachment to the second age. The second age is real big, and because of my present situation, I can't extend into the rest of. I can't leave this body. I can't extend into the rest of myself to get the clarity I need. When was it that was Lemuria sinking in the second age?
I can't remember. It's so long ago since I read the second book.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Brett might know about that. You two, your knowledge is different. He hears it and categorizes it somehow, and then you have it more organized. Although his is organized too, it's just, it's like yours is more, it's like it has to do with knowledge books and everything, the data, and his is, it's more about, he feels, he uses his heart
Yes.
to feel things I've said. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Whereas I try not to. I try to tell my heart, calm down.
Yeah, well, you can't consume that much
Yeah.
and be attached to all of it because it keeps you from being able to do it.
Yeah, I have to have a high data flow rate, which means keeping my heart out of it, in a sense.
Exactly. That allows you to hold more of it.
Mm.
It's records recording.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Excuse me. This body is so disgusting. Can't stand to touch it, but I have to hold it up. The original Port Lily, she just said it's coming. She said she's figuring it out where to drop this body, but she doesn't have much time left.
So she still set her deadline.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I can't pierce into her. I can't read her thoughts while maintaining the functioning of this mass body.
Okay.
Limits of what drive us to be better at what we do and who we are, but we still have to deal with them. It's the dealing with them that helps us grow.
Yes. Yeah.
Along with many other things. That's funny. Jay would have a harder time seeing that. He's always been so involved with killing and fighting and protecting. It's like having too many jobs, or you trying to collect all this data.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to keep expanding the size of the filing cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's stop there. I think that's got everything. I can't even read this. Yeah.
You need to get hold of Deanna, do you? Oh.
Yeah, I need to get a hold of her, but I'm looking through the. I'm not really rushing. Everything, all my notes, it's all covered. Okay, let me. There we go. Go back to the big image.
You said the original male, when he was the field, he was controlling the abilities of others, using the field to control their lives, implanting.
That's partially misspoken by me. He was manipulating people's abilities.
Yeah.
He was sprinkling crap on them, or throwing in that little lie of, and this all happens because God loves you, or it wasn't really like, it was keeping people from seeing the other side, and then it's throwing lies in. That was the missing part, the keeping people from seeing the other side, or I might have mentioned something about it, but it doesn't matter. We have it covered now. That was important for you to bring up.
Thank you.
It's not like they were dampening.
Mm.
He was dampening. It was him. He was dampening people's ability to see.
Mm.
All right, big guy. Any questions or something? Try to buzz me later. But we're leaving. We're going now.
Okay, I'm in all day today and tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anything pops up, I can add. I'm gonna get a hold of you. Okay.
Okay, thanks for that. Are you sure you want this on the internet before you go?
Yeah. What? Do you see a reason why I shouldn't?
It might be a head scratcher for some people, but I'm happy to put it on Walker's channel. So it's up to you.
Well, that's good. It'll give them something to talk with each other about.
Okay. Right.
You know, if
Will
our
do.
group is going to come together stronger.
Yes, true.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay. Cheers. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.